Costumes, cabaret, and the sounds of some of Europe's most innovative musicians, all here in this abandoned factory in Kyiv. This is Gogolfest, one of Europe's most bizarre and exciting cultural celebrations. But this year, it almost didn't happen. Each year, this expansive industrial space fills with artists and performers from across Ukraine. They gather for a 10-day event to show off the country's weird and wild cultural scene. But months of political upheaval that rocked Ukraine earlier this year and the Russian invasion of the East made organizers think twice about holding the festival.
You know, this year it's very hard to organize some cultural events, of course, and we don't. You know, we are just we are thinking every time: do we have right? Do we have right to do something like this? Yes, when it's so strange situation. It's not. We have no answers, but we are trying to do something we can do.
Named after Ukrainian-born writer Nikolai Gogol, an eccentric novelist and playwright, the festival embraces the unusual and encourages Ukraine's artists to push the limits of modern expression. Performers said this year's event is especially important for the country's cultural scene because it allows artists to shine the spotlight on Ukraine and the tragedy unfolding in its eastern regions.
This is the great opportunity for this, I think, and our great artists right here, they can express themselves and express their ideas about what's happening now here, because at this time we are standing here, but at the same time in the East someone dies, and we have to say this to the whole world so that people will understand and support us, at least with knowing that it's happening.
Here outside the factory walls, performers have set up a makeshift theater where they plan to give a modern spin to verses by Ukrainian poet Grigory Skovoroda. They say that the events of this year have driven a rebirth of Ukrainian art and given them new energy.
For me, it's something like waking up after long sleep, you know. And it's very visible something when a lot of people just wake up and start to do something. Not to stay in home, to hide, just to come here and start to do something.
Performers agreed that Ukraine's artists have a responsibility to help drive the country's cultural growth, despite the violence and political instability.
You know that also pain can also provide something really beautiful and something really gorgeous. So about Ukrainian culture, I see that it has already woken up and already it's on its way.
Gogolfest has been held in Kyiv since 2007, but this is the first time it's taken place against the backdrop of war. Some of the artists have come from the war-torn Donetsk region. Organizers and performers say they hope they can provide a place for them to express themselves and show the world another side of their country. Chris Collison, Ukraine Today, Kyiv.